All right, good morning, class. So, today, it's math time. It's the morning. So, today is Thursday, so make sure you put that your name and date on your paper, okay? So, for today in math, I just wanted to go over lesson one more time. That's all we're going to do, just lesson one, because I know it can be challenging learning new material virtually. So, we're just going to do lesson one. I'm just going to go over the homework that I gave you all yesterday. We're just going to go over that, and then I will talk to you all about lesson one, and then we'll move on next week um, with the other lessons. But today I just wanted to really focus on lesson one because I do not want anybody confused or stressed out over this, okay? So we're just going to do it one more time, go over lesson one more time, then yeah, but like I said, if you do not understand this, that is okay. This is another strategy. You do not have to use a strategy when solving or subtracting and stuff like that. So, like I said, this is just one way of subtracting. This is not the only way. It's just one way. Okay? So, let's go ahead. I gave you all homework and it says 700 minus 98. So, make sure you have that out if you did your homework. Go ahead. If you didn't, well, you can just write it down with me as we go. If you forgot to do it, of course, that is no problem. Okay, so 700 minus 98. So remember, we are taking apart the hundreds to subtract, okay? So just how I set this up, 700 minus 98, we just write it out just like this. And remember, we're just going to break down that 700 so it can be easier for us to subtract that from 98, okay? So we're just going to break it down. So we're just going to put 100 right here. And then we do 700 minus 100. We know 100 goes right here. So what will go right here if we subtract 700 minus 100? It'll be 600, okay? So we just write 600 just like that. And this is how we will write it. We are just breaking that apart, okay? Just by the 100. So we know we have to get 100 by itself, and all we're doing is subtracting just from that 700 minus 100, 600. 600 plus 100 equals 700, okay? We're just breaking those apart, breaking it down, okay? Make sure I can see that. So 600, 100. Because remember, 600 plus 100 equals 700. Okay? All right. And now we are ready to subtract. Okay? So the easiest way to do it is 100 minus that 98. So 100 minus 98. Okay, and what y'all think? And y'all also have the 100 chart, like I said. So 100 minus 98. What will that equal? Or 98 plus what will give me 100? 98, 99, 100. So it should equal 2. All right, so you have this one right here, and we already got these. We got the 98, we got the 100. So what's left is at 600. And then we're just going to add those two numbers together. That's 600 and that 2. So 600 plus 2 equals what? 600 plus 2 equals 602. Okay? And that's how we will solve that. So that is our answer. 602. So I'm going to break it down one more time. So we're just going to break down that 700 because we want a 100 by itself because it's easier to subtract 100 from 98. So we take apart that. So we take apart the 700. So it'll be 600 and 100 because 600 plus 100 equals 700. So then now it's time to subtract. Remember, it's easier to subtract that 100 and the 98. So we do 100 minus 98. And that will give us 2. Okay? And then with this 600, we haven't used this 600 yet. So now we just add that at the end. We just add that to that 2. 600 plus 2 gives me 602. Okay? And that is what we are doing. This is lesson 1, okay? We just want to break this apart. We want to get that 100 out of each big number, okay? So let's go ahead and do like 542 minus 97. So make sure you have that. Or if you already have it, make sure you're checking your work, okay? Because this is the homework from last night. So 542 minus 97. So remember, we want that 100 by itself. So we already know 100 will go down here. But what is 542 minus 100? Now, it's okay if you cannot think of this mentally, but I'm going to go ahead and write it down to the side because it's easier. I'm a visual person, so I have to see 100 minus 500, or 542, excuse me, minus 100. So it's easier to see, so let's take it step by step. Let's look at the ones place. 2 minus 0 equals 2. And then 4 minus 0 equals 4. And then we have 5 minus 4. 5 minus 1. I just gave that the answer. So 5 minus 1 equals 4. Okay? So our answer is 442. And like I said previously, if I'm going too fast, just pause this video so y'all can catch up with the writing, okay? Alright. So, we'll put down 442 next to 100. It'll look just like this. Right here. Alright. So, we broke apart that 542 because remember, we want that 100 by itself because we are subtracting 97, like these big numbers that are close to 100. So, we want to make sure that's easy on us, okay? Because we can't subtract 100 minus 97. Or you can think of it like this. 97 plus what will give me 100? I can easily count that on my hand. 97, 98, 99, 100. So our answer is 3. Okay? So that is, so we put 100. Let me put it right here. 100 minus 97 equals 3. So you write it right here. Okay? So that's actually step 2. So I'm going to go ahead and label step 1, step 2. Now we're on step 3. So make sure you write this down. So let's go ahead. Let's review. Let's backtrack on what we just did. So we're doing 542 minus 97. We want to take, because the question is, what they want us to do is take apart hundreds to subtract. That's like the whole lesson 1 right there. Okay? So we're going to take apart that 100. And then we're just going to subtract 542 minus 100. And that gives us 442. Okay? So we're subtracting 97, but it's easier to do it with 100. So 100 minus 97, that'll give us 3. Okay? Alright. So let's go ahead and move on to the next step. So we use that 100. We use that 97. So what 2 numbers are we going to add for step 3? It's going to be the 442 and a 3. Okay? So 442 plus 3. Okay? So I wrote it out just like this. So we can do it step by step. Let's start with that ones place line, okay? So 2, I'm going to make sure you have this first. I know I'm going a little bit too fast. Okay, so 2 plus 3 will give me 5. And guess what you do with the next ones? You just drop down those 4s, okay? That's all we're doing is dropping down those 4s. So our answer would be 445, okay? And that is it. So 542 minus 97 equals 445. That is our answer right here. So there's just mainly 3 steps to this lesson. When we take apart hundreds to subtract, like I said, this is just a strategy. You do not have to use this method when you learn how to subtract on your own, okay? Like learning how to subtract with these 3-digit numbers. This is just another method, okay? There are plenty of strategies out there I'm going to teach you all with this next week coming. Okay, because I know subtraction can be really hard and challenging, but guess what? I got y'all. We're gonna do good on this. Okay, y'all are gonna ace this. I promise. All right. All right. Let's go ahead and look at the next one. What's our next one? 702 minus 98. So make sure you have that. We're looking at this one. If you did it, great. You're going to check your work. If you didn't, go ahead and write this down, please. Please. Okay? 702 minus 98. So guess what? We're just going to break that 702 apart. Guess what? You know what we need that 100. So we write down that 100 right here. Just like this. And guess what? We're just subtracting 702 minus 100. If you can't do that mentally, we just write it down. 702 minus 100. I wrote it down right here. And we're going to take it step by step, lane by lane. Let's look at that one place lane, okay? 2 minus 0. 2 minus 0 is 2. Okay, and we got that 0 minus 0, we should know is 0. And then we have that 7 minus 1. And 7 minus 1 equals 6. So, 602. And we'll put that right here next to that 100. Right there, under that little bracket. 602. Okay, so make sure you have that. So 702 minus 100, 602. All right, that's step 1. We got step 1 down. Let's go ahead and go to step 2. Okay, so now it's time to subtract. Remember, we are subtracting 100. Okay, we're always going to subtract that 100. So 100 minus that 98. Now, you can do this in your hands, or you can use your hundreds chart. 100 minus 98, or what I'm going to do, listen, I am almost 24, and I still use my fingers, okay? So, or you can think of it like this. 98 plus what gives me 100? So, 98, 99, 100. So, our answer is 2, okay? So 100 minus 98 equals 2. And it's okay to use your 100 chart, okay? That is a great resource to use when subtracting, okay? Even when adding too. So 100 minus 98 equals 2. Now, you know our third step. What's our third step? We have to add. Okay? So step 3 is to add. So what 2 numbers are we adding? Because we already used 100 out of that bracket. Since we used that 100 out of our bracket, what's the next number in that bracket? 602 plus our new one. Remember we did 100 minus 98 equals 2? Yep, that's all. We're adding that 2. So 602 plus 2. Now you should know this one. We're just adding that little 2. But I'm going to go ahead and set it up because, like I said, oops, I wrote that wrong. I am a visual learner. I gotta see for myself instead of just doing everything on top of my head. Okay, so this is what it look like. 602 plus 2. All right, let's go ahead. Let's do it step by step. Look at that ones lane. So 2 plus 2 equals what? Equals 4. And after that, you just drop down that 0 and drop down that 6. And then our answer would be 604. That's our answer. So 702 minus 90 equals 604. That is our answer. So like I said, if I'm going too fast, you can just pause the video or rewind it, whatever you need to do. And if you already have this, because we're checking out, this is our homework that I gave y'all. Go ahead and check it. I hope y'all are checking it, making sure you get this right. I still want you all to turn this in on Monday when we come back to school, because this will be for a grade and this will mark for attendance, okay? So make sure you have this down and bring it back with you on Monday. I'm so ready to y'all, because this snow, it's just not me. This is why I live in the South. I thought I was in the South. Is this the South still? Is this still Arkansas? I'm not used to this. Okay, so let's look at the last one. 200 minus 97, okay? 200 minus 97. So, let's break it apart. Remember, we always have to have that 100. Let's go ahead and write that 100 down, okay? Right here. And then it's time to subtract. 200. So you know I'm going to write it down to the side. 200 minus 100. Okay? Write it down just like this so you can see it step by step. And we're ready to go. So remember, you write this down. 200 minus 100. So you know 0 minus 0 equals 0. And 0 minus 0 again equals 0. 2 minus 1. 2 minus 1 equals 1. Oh, we got another 100. Because guess what? 100 plus 100 equals 200. So we broke apart that 200. Okay? So that was step 1. All right, it's time for step 2. So it's time to subtract. What are we subtracting? Well, I guess it doesn't matter which number because they're both hundreds. But we're subtracting 100 minus 97, okay? Remember, we can easily do that with our fingers. Use that hundreds chart that I gave you. But I'm going to use my fingers, okay? So 97 plus what gives me that 100? So 97, 98, we'll start with 98. 98, 99, 100. So equals 3, okay? So we are moving on to step 3. I'm going to show you just a little bit, okay? So this is what it looks like. 100 minus 97 equals that 3. Okay? All right. Now let's go ahead and do step 3. Our last step is what? We're adding. Step 3 is always adding. So what numbers are we adding again? Because we already used 100. We already used 97. So we're not even going to add those two. So we broke apart the 200. So what number is left? We have that extra 100 that's left. And we have a new number, that 3. So 100 plus 3. Okay? Just like this. 100 plus 3. So let's take it lane by lane. Okay? So 0 plus 3 equals 3. And we just drop down that 0. We drop down that 1. Okay? So our answer is 103. So 200 minus 97 equals 103. And that is our answer. Okay? All right. I'm going to do one more. Just so y'all, I just want y'all to have it down pat. So we're going to do one more together. This wasn't a part of your homework. This is just a little extra practice. So go ahead and write this down. So we are doing 711 minus 99. Okay? And we're going to figure out what that equals. So 711 minus 99. Okay? So, we're going to break apart that 711. Remember, we always have that what? We got to get that 100 aside. So, let's go ahead and write that 100 right there. All right? So, put that 100 right there because we all got to have that 100 because this is what this lesson's about. Taking apart 100 to subtract. We got that 100. All right? So, now, let's figure out 711 minus 100. Okay? Because we have to figure out what goes right here. In order for us to find that out, we got to subtract 711 minus 100. So let's take it step by step. Long lane, look, come on, ones place lane. So 1 minus 0 equals 1. 1 minus 0 again equals 1. And then 7 minus 1. So what number goes before 7? Which is 6. So our answer is 611. And we write that right next to that 100 like this, okay? So we figured it out. So 100 plus that 611 equals a 711. So we just broke that number apart. We broke 711 apart. All right, that was step 1. Step 2. What we do for step 2? It's time to subtract. Oh, this one should be pretty easy. So 100 minus 99, okay? Or 99 plus what gives me that 100? So 99, just 100. Because 99 plus 1 equals 100. So our answer is 1. Okay? So now that was step 2. Let's go to step 3. Okay? So remember, we already used that 100. We used that 99. So what number is left? 611 and the 1. So we're going to add those two. So 611 plus 1. Okay? So what would that be? I wrote out just like this. Because that should be a little mental, easy to know mentally. So, or you can do 11 plus 1. And 11 plus 1 equals 12. And we just tack on that 6 in the hundreds place. So our answer is 612. Okay? So that was our lesson 1 continued today because I just really want us to practice more on that on lesson 1. Because I was looking through the lessons and lesson 1 was the hardest one. So I just wanted to spend an extra day on that. So for tomorrow, it won't be a recorded video. I'm going to send you a packet electronically. So I'm going to email it to your parents and we'll try to practice more on subtracting with 3-digit numbers, okay? So that's lesson 1 continued. I'm not going to give you homework because y'all do have a packet to do because I'm going to send that out. So I want you to enjoy this wonderful Thursday, okay? And make sure you are checking your work. Make sure you are doing the work. I hope you're doing the work because like I said, and I already told your parents that this counts towards a grade and attendance, okay? So make sure you put in your name and date on top of each of these, okay? Because I will be looking on Monday. I'll be asking for it on Monday, okay? All right. Y'all have an amazing Thursday morning. And be on the lookout for the ELA lesson, okay? That's coming at 1 o'clock. All right. Bye, y'all.